I'm here at truLondon. We've just finished a track on cool tools in recruiting. I'm with McCusker from Intelligent Software, and I just wanted to give a quick roundup, Shane, of what we've discussed. The topic was cool tools in recruiting, yes, but we did digress somewhat.
We mentioned the title a few times, but we didn't really talk that much about cool tools. I think what we were talking about was there are lots and lots of tools out there. The difficulty for most recruiters is knowing what question to ask. If you know what question to ask, then there will be a solution out there.
Yeah.
And the conversation moved from really the changes that have happened in the last number of years in terms of social recruiting. The fact that corporate recruiters have stolen the march on agency recruiters in the sense that they have more interesting stories to tell. Agency recruiters will probably, in my opinion, steal a march on the corporates because recruitment is actually made more difficult because of the fact there's so much more information out there. And the cool tools are everything from the selection process to the sourcing process to the marketing and branding aspects of it. Yesterday we were running a track on other products. We were scraping and extracting information was important in one of the tracks yesterday. Big data was one of the issues that came up yesterday in one of the tracks. So there is so much stuff out there. It is just head spinning in terms of trying to understand what it all is, what you can use it for, where the benefit is.
Yeah.
And how it's all going to help make more placements.
Yeah, and do you think that, like you said, we started to talk about that plethora of information, how much of it we've got. Do you think that what we discussed about a slightly contentious issue of the HR department in Hull having to deal with that amount of information and perhaps working away from that model and having a separate recruiting / marketing / branding department, what do you think about that idea?
It depends on the type of recruitment that is being done. You know, if you are in if you're McDonald's and you want to employ lots of staff, then that are relatively unskilled, then it's a marketing exercise to get people in. If you're looking for a CEO of a big corporation, then there's so much fewer people. It's a totally different type of recruitment, and it's the way in which the recruiter, whether a corporate or agency, can identify and engage with the people, whether it be from an individual personal point of view or from a branding point of view. There are so many challenges out there, and every type of recruitment is different in the way that it will be approached.
And lastly, we heard from almost everybody in the group who was agency side that recruitment agencies need to innovate, and
yes,
they need to get more savvy about how they do that. And somebody finished up with the comment that actually they need to become like a media agency. How do you see that evolving, and what do you think they need to do? Is this going to be a giant leap for them, or what do you think about that?
It'll be a giant leap for some. I mean, I think the fundamental value proposition of the agency has changed. It used to be a case where simply having a big database, simply having data was enough. That was the intrinsic value, because your cost of getting that data was very high, and therefore having it, you could sell it on. Now the cost of getting data is very low. It's very, very easy to get data. So the value the value proposition of most agencies is about value extraction from the information that they have, and that changes the dynamic, and it changes the power within the balance between agency and corporate. It'll be really interesting to see how it pans out in the next number of years, because most agencies haven't really got it to reposition themselves in this changed market.
So you think it's all about becoming more of a partner with the company that you're working with and representing them, and seeing how you work as a consultative approach to really help them with their brand?
Do you feel a level of conflict between agencies and corporates? Do you feel this sort of antagonism of them and us attitude?
Not really, no. I have to say, I think that those agencies who perhaps appreciate what they need to do to innovate and to get there are really working with their customers, and with the customers who allow them to do that, of course, because there's not every customer who would say, you know, here's our brand, you can go and use it, you can use our name, you know, we trust you. And I think that's the key thing for me, is the trust, you know, that the agency is representing the brand of the customer. And I think where you have got that relationship, it's perfect, you know, because you're really working in the partnership mode.
Yes.
Where there isn't that relationship, I think there could be a them and us kind of attitude.
It's brilliant that you say that, because I think that's the face of a new view of agency recruitment. Where you know, agencies working on a no placement, no fee did not have that respect and that trust between the client and really it worked in both directions, because agencies, if they weren't going to get paid, didn't do an awful lot of work and didn't feel a lot of responsibility to fill jobs.
Yeah.
With the RPO models that are developing, that changes the dynamic as well.
That's it. Yeah, I think they're more. Well, they're obviously integrated inside of that customer, and they're working daily with a customer email address, and they're really feeling a part of that company. So I think the more that agencies can develop that kind of relationship, the better it will be, and the more they will be able to innovate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Shane.
Thank you.
Thanks.